What's up, SunClan family? It's your girl Radiance, and welcome back to my channel, Chasing SunRaee. Today we are doing part 2 of the ruffle top. If you haven't already made the top yet, this video is only showing you guys how to make the ruffles. I will drop a link to how to make the halter top right here. Hopefully I'm pointing in the right direction this time. But yeah, here you go. Mash that link right here to take you to make the halter top. Then come back to add on the ruffles. Now we're gonna get straight into this. Today we are using a let me find it. A size 3.5 millimeter hook, a pair of scissors, and some size 4 worsted weight yarn. I'm using acrylic. I love this yarn by Hobby Lobby. It's one of my favorite acrylic yarns to use. It's a pretty nice price for the yardage and for the quality of the yarn. And yes, I really don't have too much to say about this project, so we're gonna just jump right into it. I hope you guys enjoy making this project as much as I enjoyed recording the tutorial. And with that being said, let's go. All right, you guys, picking up right where we left off at from part 1. I'm just showing you where it is where we're going to be adding on the ruffles. So yeah, from one end to the other. So all you're going to do is reattach right here at that very first single crochet of the edge. And depending on how loose or tight you want your arm ruffles to fall is how many chains you will chain. I chained a total of 60, and it fell pretty nicely. Like, it's not too long and it's not too short. But you got to remember now, when you add, if you make it too long, that's a lot of stitches to be putting on the ruffles. You know, the more chains you add, the more stitches you're eventually going to have to do. Yeah, I chained up a chain of 60, and that's just me at my chain of 60. And now we are at the top of by the strap, and we're going to start attaching to the actual top. And what we're going to do is just single crochet right into the front loop of that very first single crochet on that edging right there. You're just going to single crochet into the front loops only. And you do this because it gives you some place to put the ruffles. So yeah, you're just going to do that all the way down until you get to the very middle. And here we are at the very middle of the cups. As you can see, that's how we've worked so far. And yeah, and it's going to continue single crocheting only in the front loops until you get to that very center stitch. When you get to that very center stitch, you are going to place you're going to place 3 single crochets in that same stitch, because you want it to like fall at an angle. So put 3 single crochets into that very middle stitch, and then continue single crocheting all the way up. And remember, we are only single crocheting into the front loops only, you guys. Front loops only. So yeah, just continue working up. And that is what it should look like. So yeah, here we are at the top of the other side of the cup. I'm putting that last single crochet in. And now all you're going to do is chain up again. Whatever you chain on the first side, you must chain on the other side, unless you want your sleeves to be uneven. But yeah, so I chained up another chain 60, and I'm just going to attach it right into that very first single crochet on that row. You're just going to slip stitch it on. And that's just how you attach the very first row. That's how you're going to do it. So yeah, you just single crochet. So you're just going to chain up 2. And now you're just going to half double crochet in every single chain and every single stitch. We're just half double crocheting. But remember, when you get to that center stitch, you have to put 3 half double crochets into that very center stitch of the center of the cups. So basically you're doing the exact same thing we just did, except for instead of doing chains this time, you're working into the chain, and we're doing half double crochets instead of single crochets this time. And once you get to the actual top, like once you put a half double crochet in each chain, once you get to that top, you are actually going to double crochet in the back loop only this time. First we did the front loop only, now we're going to do the back loop only, because again, you want to leave somewhere where you can attach the stitches to, the ruffle stitches to. So you're you know, the front ones, when you did it the first row, it was on the front, but since we had to actually turn the work, we have to work in the back for it to be on the actual front, if that makes sense. But yeah, here we are coming up to the top of that. As y'all can see, I'm just showing y'all again how we're half double crocheting in the back loop only, giving you a visual representation. You see how it like leaves that ridge when you only crochet in the front or back loop? That's the ridge that you want, because you want to work into that ridge once we start doing the ruffles. So yeah, just continue half double crocheting all the way down. Again, once you get to that center stitch, you are going to want to put 3 half double crochets in that center stitch. I did not show me doing that because it wasn't no point in it. I already showed you one time. You do the same exact thing. But yeah, here we are coming up on the top of the second cup, and we are still, of course, working in the half double crochets in the back loop only. And once you get to the top of that and you get back to the chain, you're just going to continue working down the chain like we did at the very beginning of this row. But yeah, here we are coming up on the chain. It's so quiet in my house today, you guys. But yeah, right here, and you're just gonna work right into that chain like you would work into any old chain. Yeah, I swear I've watched this video already like 20 times today. And I had to this is my second time redoing it, because y'all know I was supposed to actually drop this on Sunday, and I didn't get to because my Final Cut Pro, I think some of my files was corrupted, and when I went to go upload it, I could not even pull it up. My Final Cut Pro kept crashing. It was just a hot mess, y'all. A hot entire mess. And I ended up having to record part 2. Not record it, but edit it twice. Thank God. I usually delete all the footage off my camera after I've done the tutorial, but I didn't with this one. Thank God, because I would have been SOL. But yeah, here we are at the very end of this row. We've worked all the way down. Yep, right into that last one. And now all we're going to do is we're going to do one more row for the ruffles. And you can actually, if you wanted more ruffles added to your top, you can continue doing this until you get however long your base needs to be for however many rows of ruffles that you want to do. But this is good enough for if you want to do 2 ruffles or 3 ruffles. This is all, you just need 2 rows. So yeah, we just chain up 2. Of course, again, we right back working into the back loop only. Back loops only, you guys. And just half double crochet like we have been doing. And I know it doesn't look like I'm crocheting into the back loop on this part, but I am. Because y'all know half double crochets kind of look funny sometimes. But yeah, we're just going to half double crochet all the way down. And remember, once you get to that center stitch in the middle, you place 3 half double crochets. But this is us coming up on the end of that round. Editing magic. I should have fast forwarded this, y'all. But when I tell you, I was just so ready to just get this over with. Like, I'm sick of this. This is my second time. What was it? We got time for that. But I didn't want to leave y'all hanging because I know a lot of people are excited about doing this ruffles. A lot of people asking me how to make ruffles and stuff. So I wanted to, get it out for y'all because I was really annoyed and I started not to do it. I was like to hell with all of this. But no, I know y'all was counting on me. So I just sucked it up. But yeah, here we are just finishing off at the end of that round. I'm going to show you what you should have at this point. I kind of got the hiccups, y'all. Show you guys exactly what it looks like. I cannot talk. I cannot talk ever. I was like, I can't talk today, but I can never talk. But yes, y'all, that's what you should have. So yeah, now I'm just going to show you where, you see right there into that ridge, that's where we are going to be working in. And this is for the center ruffle. This is for the center ruffle. So you just reattach right there. Like I just did. And now what you're going to do is you're going to chain up 2, and that does count as the first double crochet. And in the next one, you're going to place 2 double crochet. And the pattern follows 1 double crochet in the first stitch, 2 double crochet into the next. 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 2 double crochet in the next. So yeah, every other stitch gets 2 double crochet. 1 double crochet in one stitch, 2 double crochet in the next. And that's how you do it. A lot of times, sometimes I start my ruffles off by doing 2 in each stitch instead of skipping, instead of doing 2 in every other one. Sometimes I start my ruffles off by doing 2 in each one. And to me, that ruffle was just too deep. It was just too deep for what we were trying to go for. We want kind of a subtle ruffle. And you guys, I didn't show this on the tutorial, but when you get to the center, you're going to place 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets in that very center because you want it to look like this. You want it to come into a peak, but I didn't show that on camera. But yes, the center, when you get to that center, that's what you're going to do so it can look like a peak. And it's just 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. No matter what double crochet you want, you do that when you get to the center stitch every time. But yes, here we are coming up on the end of our first row of ruffles. And of course, you guys, like I said, we are working the middle ruffle. I should have actually worked the bottom ruffle, the middle ruffle, then the top ruffle, or the top, middle, bottom. But I actually wasn't planning on doing 3 ruffles when I first did this design. So I actually ended up adding on a ruffle, and that's why I did it kind of out of order. Kind of craziness, because it's kind of hard to work around that one ruffle in the middle once you add the top and the bottom one. So yeah. You want to definitely go in a decent order and not be like me and have to be difficult and extra. But yeah, so again, we just did 1 double crochet, 2 in the next, 1 double crochet, 2 in the next. So now we're going to chain up and turn our work. And for this row, we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So that chain 1 counts as 1. And I'm just going to put 1 double crochet in the next one. And then I'm going to put 2 into the one after that. So the pattern goes as followed. 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, then 2 double crochet in the next stitch after that. So 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. 1 double crochet in the first stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 2 double crochet in the stitch after that. And that is the pattern. You're going to do that all the way down. And again, do not forget to remember, once you get to the middle, you are going to put, I don't care what, if it landed on, you're supposed to put 2 double crochet or 1 double crochet into the middle. That's not what you do. You put in 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet in that center because you want it to be a peak. If you don't do that, it'll still come out, looking good, but it's just, you won't have that peak. So yeah, and that's it. That's how you do a ruffle. You could add on more increases to make it even more ruffly, but that's not what we're going to do today. This is like the perfect ruffle, I feel like, for this top. 2 rows of increase. So yeah, that's the last row of increase from here on out. So now we're just going to double crochet straight across once we start the next row. But yeah, here we are coming up on the end of the second row. Yeah, that's the end of that. So now all we're going to do is double crochet all the way across. No more increases, except for the only place you increase is still in that middle stitch. we're going to still put 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet inside of that middle chain. But other than that, you're just going to why do I keep saying single crochet? Other than that, you're going to double crochet all the way down straight across. Y'all, if y'all ever see me say the wrong stitch, like if I say do a single crochet but you see me on camera doing a double crochet, do what I'm doing on camera, because sometimes I mix the words up. But yeah, here we are at the end of that row. And remember, we just double crocheted straight across besides that center, besides that middle chain. But yeah, here we are at the end of that. And I actually did 4 rows altogether for my center, for this center ruffle. So yeah, I chained up 2, turned my work, and I'm just going to double crochet all the way back down again until I get to that center. And of course, you know, when you get to that center, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. And that is it. You can work however many rows that you want. I worked 3 rows for the not 3, I worked 4 rows for my center ruffle. And you just do this for each ruffle. I'm going to show you where to attach each ruffle at, but I'm not going to walk you through what we just did. You do the exact same thing on each one. 2 rounds of increase, and then double crochet all the way across until you reach the length of the ruffle, the length that you want your ruffle to be. It's just that simple, you guys. So yeah, this is me finishing off on that. And yes, that's it. Now I'm going to show you guys where to put that top ruffle. You see this row? You see that? You see them at the top? Not around the post stitch, but actually like inside of the stitch. That's where we're going to work our next set of ruffles. And this would be the top layer of ruffles. And I'm kind of out of focus and off camera, but once I put it in, I will show you. As you can see, that's where you reattach right there. And of course, you know, reattach and you chain 2 and you start the pattern the exact same way that we started the other ruffle, which was 1 double crochet in the first one, then 2 in the next. 1 double crochet in the first one, then 2 in the next one. 1 double crochet in the first one, 2 in the next one. That's for the first row. Then for the second row, you do 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets. 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets for the next row. And then you just double crochet all the way across until you reach the length that you want your ruffle to be. My top ruffle, I showed how to do it 2 ways. The first way, I did it just 2 rows, which was just the 2 increase rows, no extra rows added on for length. And then I added on an extra row of length just to show you guys what it looked like. You know, I just wanted you guys to see like what's the different ways, how you can work with the ruffles and the different looks that you can get with it. But yeah, you just do that ruffle the exact same way that we did that first ruffle. And that's what it looks like if you just do if you do 2 rows of ruffles on the top and 4 rows for the middle. That's what it will look like. I love that. I really love that look. That's for if you extra. But if you real extra, then that's with 3 rows. That's with the extra length at the top row. So 3 rows at the top and 4 rows all together at the middle row. And again, you know, 2 of those rows are increased. So now I'm going to show you how to add the third. So this is us looking at the top face up. And this is where we're going to add our last row and final row. Honestly, to be honest, you guys, you can just add this ruffle whenever we're adding on, where we add on the ruffle. You can, and the reason why I didn't do this is because, you know, I wasn't planning on adding a third row. But when we were doing those half double crochets, once we did that last row of half double crochets, you can just actually start this bottom ruffle right then and there. Instead of finishing off and reattaching, you could just turn your work and start right into that ruffle. As you guys can see, I was on FaceTime with my friends while I was recording this tutorial, so you guys see them in the background on my camera. But yeah, you can instead of having to reattach and sewing ends and all of that, you could just really continuously work on it. But again, like I said, I added this as a last minute thing, so I have to reattach. So yeah, here we are just at the bottom of it, and you just reattach right into that layer of stitches right there. Like it's almost like a normal reattach, because like the middle row we had to work into that ridge, but this is just like if you was reattaching normally just at that bottom of that last row. So yeah, and continue, you just do the ruffle the exact same way. Now how my final top, which is the one I'm going to show you after this leaves off the screen, my final top had the first row, the first layer of ruffle had 3 rows. The middle layer had 4 rows, and this layer right here that I'm doing is 5 rows. So of course, 2 rows of increase in the end. Whatever you want your length to be. And you can play around with the length however you like. Do what you do, you guys. You know how to do it. Make it your own. And that's it. That's how you add on the ruffles to this top. I hope I explained it nicely. I hope you guys can get it done. It's super easy. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me. The best place to ask me questions are in the Sun Clan Facebook group. I have a link in the description below. But yes, you guys, this is what the top looks like once it's finished. I love this top. I just think it's just so gorgeous. It's amazing, so beautiful, so extra. Like, you are not living your extra best life until you got this. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And, I cannot wait to meet you guys back with the next one. Like, make sure you tag me so I can see your finished products. Happy hooking.